Oh! Dang, nice! Oh my god, what a dope stunt! That was amazing!
That was great.
Wow! Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the incredible Jaby Koay. We're getting ready to watch episode 4 of Halo. If you want to check out some of Jaby's incredible stuff, check out his stream. The links are in the description. Jaby, say hello to amazing people.
Hello, amazing people. Hello, Syntellians. Just so you all know, the full show watch-alongs are available on my Patreon page if you guys want to watch it with Syntell and myself. Patreon.com/Jaby Koay. You will need your own Paramount Plus subscription so you can open up the show in an adjacent window to our reaction. And it's like you're watching it along with us. It's awesome.
Yeah, with two of your favorite friends. I mean, how awesome can that be? All right, so without further ado, Halo, episode 4. Let's go. Oh, look how tiny John is. Of course he'd be like the runt of the litter, right?
Senior Chief Mendez tells me you tried to run away again. John.
They really got him in like a prison cell.
Of all the young Spartans, I believe that you have the skills and the natural ability to be their leader. I'm counting on it.
You see the little de-aging tech in her eyes a little bit?
I thought it was just
tiny bit.
I thought it was just like extra makeup or something. I mean, it's been a minute since I watched the Truman Show. She looks she's aged really well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What you think you are seeing is in fact a 10-dimensional Mobius navigation equation with evolving exit and mass-shadowed spacetime.
You're ruining it.
Way to take out the sexiness. Way to take out the abstraction and romance.
Is this what anxious feels like?
Technically.
Much better answer. Nice. It doesn't look too green to me. The planet looks a little dusty.
I had no memory of anything. My mind was wiped completely.
Did the memories ever come back?
Bit by bit. It was a year before I remembered that my father died.
Dang.
Wow.
Another year before I remembered that I was the one who killed him.
Whoa.
Dang. Wow.
Whoa.
Memory is what lets you know who you are and reminds you what's important to you.
You know, we don't see her dealing, at least not yet, a lot with, even though like her mission's very clear, we don't see her dealing with a lot of her trauma, flashbacks and stuff.
What are you doing? Nothing. Have you?
Oh, she took hers out. Yo, look at the way she's acting.
You okay? Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, she's acting weird.
Yeah.
Sus. Super sus. Sus overpowered. I was wondering about that. I'm like, how does she not see that on the back of her thing?
Right. But then again, they probably take so many wounds from training. It's probably like whatever to them. Look at this. Everybody's doing it.
So wait, what inspired that move in her?
Well, she spied on him, remember?
Okay.
While he was digging it out, she was off in the cut watching.
Y'all gotta understand, I watched this at 5 a.m. So not everything's.
The warthog is so satisfying. It even sounds like the warthog. Elon Musk, why don't you make me that?
Around here. Let's start digging.
Oh, I thought that was where he probably like buried his dog or something. They're talking about the artifact.
Yeah, but I don't know why you mentioned Sparky. I was like,
well,
I thought you were just making a joke.
Oh, well, Sparky the artifact? No, you know, he had a dog that he was kicking it with. We don't ever see the dog anymore.
You're alive?
Where are the others? Who leads the militia now?
I can't talk to you so fast.
Hey, kid.
Oh, damn. You better put that hood back on.
Yeah, a little bit. I like that look of determination on her face, though.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not gonna bring any attention.
I need to see how the object reacts to you in order to determine what, if anything, makes John so special.
He's the Master Chief.
Right?
What makes him special? He's the Master Chief.
Nothing else needs to be said.
You right there, Kai 125?
Yes, ma'am. 100%.
Like, does she not realize she's acting so suspect?
That's in the feels. She's in her feelings.
Just like looking like all curious and stuff. Like, come on. Keep it together. Where's your poker face? Do you think there's an artifact in there? Is that quick?
I mean, I guess so.
Sorry, Mario. Joy. Your princess is another kingdom. He's like, I don't give a shit about none of this. I'm here to
just
get paid.
Just make sure the check clears.
Exactly.
Vinsha allowed us to collect our dead from the outpost, but the revolution is over.
So can we go? Okay. Yep. Thank you very much for your help.
Kai 125, you're up next.
Here we go.
No. You know what's going to happen.
Do we?
Be able to emotionally connect to it.
You're not going to be surprised? I'm going to be surprised.
You see us as machines. But if you really want to understand how we work, you're going to have to dig a little deeper.
Wait!
Oh.
Any other tests, ma'am?
I was surprised. I was surprised.
Nah. How the other Spartans don't see it, though?
They do. Something's up. She didn't do it both hands, though. She only did one. I thought legitimately, like, that something, like, the thing was going to go off and make all kinds of ruckus. But maybe it's tied strictly to Master Chief.
He's the chosen one.
It's bonded with him.
Remember, not everything you recall is reflective of real events.
I understand.
Let's go Oculus Rift. Shit, that's dope.
Right?
No. That table was over there.
Memories can be deceiving.
Quite.
That's actually pretty cool. I mean, that shot that went by just now was really complicated as far as I can tell.
Inside the helmet, you want that one?
Yeah. All this. Because, like, you got to match it between something that is completely worn down and fresh. I
see what you're saying.
Like two completely different sets being merged inside this visual effect, you know? Is this what anxiety feels like?
He's John, White Wolf, Ghost. Game of Thrones reference, anybody? No? That looks very Iron Man with that, what is the fisheye lens for that close shot? Uh-oh.
What is this?
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh. Ancient structures. That was good. That was cool. Armorless to armor. I see what you're doing there.
Should we try again?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, she was there from the giddy up, huh?
Oh,
Eagle
no.
up.
Well, aren't you the lucky one?
Shit's about to go down. Oh, no. No.
You knew the whole time?
Can it be our secret?
Yeah.
Keep your poker face on, dude. Did she not think that?
I wonder if Cortana can see Master Chief's thoughts, though.
I
would imagine she most certainly can.
Of course. You Spartans have spent more time with the Covenant than anyone.
Ma'am?
What other Sangheili wars do you know?
That looks surprisingly a lot like a Microsoft Studio. screen that's down, you can touch. Not exactly like Microsoft Studio, but you know what I mean. I was relieved that wasn't like this see-through screen.
Hey, there's some, at least it's not a Chevy Suburban anymore, but some more low-tech trucks.
Quan Ha. She brought someone along for protection. Soren.
Oh, dang, you even know his name, huh?
What the hell are you doing? No! Get your hands off!
All right, man, you better chill out. I'm a Spartan, baby.
Enough! Quan, switch in.
Hey, Auntie.
Stop. Are you sure you want to go through all that embarrassment again?
It's okay, Soren.
I always used to wonder why she preferred you over me. I probably thought it was because you were more fun.
That must have been difficult for you.
A Spartan with empathy? What is this?
I had a puppy, Cody, Riz. You had a cat, Eloise.
And then you had to kill it, right?
Yep. I'm trying. Where did we hear that story from originally? Dang, I forgot.
I never lost.
So, you're gonna have to keep Ivan.
Dr. Halsey eliminated it. Spartans must be bonded to one another and nothing else.
That guy's voice.
And the way he said it was dope, too. Spartans must be bonded to one another and nothing else.
You were with me.
Of course I was with
No,
you.
not at the orphanage here. In my house. My parents were still alive.
Blame it on faulty memory. It's a mistake.
Why were you here?
It's natural. Memories get muddled. Particularly...
Fucking called it!
I have been with you ever since. And I am still here for you now.
Lying bitch.
Your trifling ass. You too, Cortana. But you can still talk to me, though, in that amazingly dope voice that you have. That looks like an expensive set.
I didn't like iRobot, but there was this great line Will Smith had where he goes, oh, geez, sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Guts ripped out, wings already on their way to Cedra.
Filthy animals. Where do these ships take off from?
Granada, 200 miles, due south.
Dang.
200 miles.
Through the desert for the right price. I can take you there.
That sounds sus.
I'll take the bike, too.
Filthy
He's a
animal.
pirate.
Hello, One.
Oh, right in your face. Oh. Dang, nice. Oh my God, what a dope stunt. That was amazing.
That was great.
Wow. That stunt alone made this episode worth it.
Yeah.
He looked like, you know, when you play role-playing games,
Yeah.
and you can't really match your armor, you just use the best of what you have. That's what he looked like.
It looks like Little Big Planet to me. One of the sack boys.
Still a better car chase scene than Boba Fett.
Hey, you got that right. Shit, you got that right. 2 kids in Fisher-Price cars would make a better car chase scene than what we got in Boba Fett, dude.
I mean, you're right. He's reopened neural clusters in his amygdala.
See that shit right there? With the see-through pad? It's like, why would you ever want that? It just obscures the information. I like what they did back with the other Spartans, where it's just a computer. It's like, that's efficient.
Yeah.
And I know where it is.
God, I love that warthog. That warthog looks so good.
This word from the Sangheili broadcast. Ch'angagamo.
Yeah, I have Sacred Ring.
Sacred Ring. Halo.
Oh. Oh.
You see what they did
That
there?
the music. Goosebumps.
It's our secret. You know, the way I see it, we're sort of like sisters.
Oh my God. I was going to say blood sisters. I said blood sisters in my head.
There's something very odd about you.
Ma'am?
You don't give away too much now.
Well, what does it mean to behave in unexpected ways?
Like a human, I suppose. To Dr. Halsey, human.
That's the worst helmet ever.
Irrational, chaotic. I make decisions based on emotion, passion.
Function over form, baby. I promise you, I was thinking like blood sisters in my head. Like she's got to take blood from her body and put it in her hair now.
Now we're bonded forever. Nice. She just hopped right in as he should.
And when people let her down, Dr. Halsey has a way of cutting them out of her life. But Halsey never stops.
I'm a little surprised he let her there.
She's convinced there's something out there just beyond our reach.
Oh.
There we go.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
And she'll never give up. No matter the cost.
No matter the cost.
Kai, your act of rebellion could just be a glitch.
I said her humanity is a glitch.
What if humanity is a glitch?
Now you're talking about some Matrix stuff. She doesn't tolerate glitches. I'll go ahead and say it. This episode was probably the slowest out of the 4 that we've seen, but that stunt made it all worth it. Yeah, that stunt was amazing, man. I don't know who the coordinator was that pieced that together. It's a combination between the stunt and the camera work that went along with the stunt, because we've seen that before, right? We've seen that move before, like the back and forth wall jump. But the way it was shot, the way the camera went out the window with him as she was bouncing from side to side, I just thought, wow, I haven't seen this very. I don't get wowed too often from stunts because you have totally destroyed stunts for me. In case you don't know, Jaby is an excellent martial artist and a stunt coordinator on the side.
Fight choreographer more than stunt coordinator. Yeah, I don't.
There we go. Excuse me. You're right.
But no, I mean that was a dope stunt. I mean, I recognize awesome. So just like anybody else, the closest to that I've seen in cinema was in of all movies, Live Free or Die Hard. There was like a stunt like that with some crazy ass camera work where it was following this guy do parkour and the camera was dropping past him as he was jumping from platform to platform, just kind of like that. But this looked more harrowing because there was nothing for her to grab onto. She was literally doing like a Mario descension, a Mario descent. You know? Yeah. She was literally doing a Mario descent because in Mario it's the opposite where you go up like that, right? Whereas here, she was hopping on her way down. I'm like, whoa, that is next level shit. That was pretty cool. And they did this interesting thing where when Quan was being told about her pops in this whatever with the dudes that like spoke to him and said, oh, you're the chosen one. They kept cutting to the lady cutting up the people, and I was like. I was getting really confused for a second. I was like, whoa, what is going on with her pops? Because that doesn't look like her dad. And then I realized when she broke through the room, I'm like, oh, it was her. I thought that was actually a really clever confusion. I liked it. I liked the confusion I was experiencing because maybe it's saying on some, I was either trying to scare me and say this is about to go down, or it was trying to connect the events of the past with her dad to this lady. On some level,
I think they are connected because she knows who she is. Well, then again, her dad was probably like, he was the big rebel of the city. But it felt to me like there was some kind of connection. Like she said, cleaning up your dad's mess again. Yeah. They obviously have had some history. She's done this before. Maybe, she's the bag man per se, the assassin that he sends out to do his wet work. And now that, there's been a change in power, she sounds like, and she appears to be the type of person that goes where the money goes. and we got this new guy that's in charge, and he needs a job to be done. So for her, it doesn't seem like it's a personal thing, you know, because she made eye contact as she was slitting her auntie's throat, like looking dead at her, like, you next. She like, you know how I get down, so you know, if it wasn't for the other Spartan jumping in, it would have been real bad for her.
Filthy animal.
We had a character that I wasn't expecting to get as much clock, and that is one of the additional Spartans. I forgot her call number.
I can't remember where it was that they were given the dog that they had to kill. I cannot remember. I know that there was a dog moment in Equilibrium where I think you're right, there was a scene like that because he found a litter of puppies and he was supposed to kill them or something. And he was like, no, I'm not. You're all gonna die instead. And they just like messed him up with his guns. But like there was some specific thing I feel like I remember from a game or a movie where someone is given a dog and their mission is to kill this dog to, you know, disconnect from, I don't know, their humanity.
Yeah, you know, and I'm hoping that the chat helps us out because I doubt I'm going to be able to figure it out right now. There is a movie, and that was the final thing, is like you raise this dog all the way until like the end of your training, and at the end of your training, in order to cut off all attachments, you had to kill that dog.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to see, you know, we'll let the internet solve that question for us. Yeah, so they are taking, you know, bits and pieces of other forms of storytelling in order to flesh out what the Spartans are up to. There's also like a weird parallel to me with were you ever a fan of Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
The version one. All right, so there's like a Starbucks kind of feel to the Spartan that's been getting all of this clock, all of this attention.
Yeah.
The blonde Spartan that put the red in her hair in order to.
She was in. You mentioned earlier. She was in Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett, but Mandalorian.
Yeah. You're talking about the girl, the woman that played Starbuck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's just something like she to me is a dope action actress, especially in sci-fi. That's like pretty much where, you know, that's her wheelhouse. And I'm getting like that kind of same feel with
Kai 125.
Kai 125. Yeah. 125. I'm getting that kind of feel with her. Like there's definitely a presence and a undoubtable strength to her, but then there's something else. There's like a couple of more additional layers. It's cool to kind of watch her flesh out her, you know, what her potential can be. I'm hoping that the other Spartans as well will maybe, you know, pull the thing out of their back and we'll get to see a different version of them, because that dude 134, the guy Bentley Kalu, the actor that plays the Black Spartan with the crazy deep voice.
Yeah,
that dude.
Vanok 134, yeah.
Yeah, man, that dude, he's got to be a voice actor. There's no way. I hope he's not wasting that voice on just action films. I hope he's doing some voice acting as well. But it would be interesting to see like his backstory, because we're loving Bokeem Woodbine's character, and he was the former Spartan that got away. That was John's friend. It is kind of cool to see something that we think of as machines in the Spartans, and see maybe like some subtle changes. We've seen 3 of them kind of like be freed. So let's see how the other 2 pan out. So story-wise, man, as far as the overall arching story, are we still interested?
Well, you said something at the beginning of the commentary. You were like, you know, this was the slower episode. I guess we're getting character development. I'm like, oh, God forbid. I liked it. I actually appreciated this episode for that. I thought it was neat, even though I thought it was a little bit weird. She goes, it's like we're sisters. Kai 125. You know, I thought that was a little silly, but overall I enjoyed uncovering more about these other characters. Them adding Kai 125 as a person who's discovering herself and coming out of this robot-like state. I was a little bit thrown at the fact that the fellow Spartans weren't looking at her like with the side eye. Like, what you doing? Like, you're acting way sus. Like, this isn't what we do. You're too curious. That was the only thing that threw me off, but I do appreciate her discovery and her development as a character. I kind of wish it was Natasha Kolzak. This is gonna sound like
you're talking about the one with the freckles, right?
Because
the Spartan with the freckles.
Y'all gotta forgive me, okay? It's just I'm half white, half Asian, right? And so I just look at this as I go, okay, we do have an Asian girl in the lead, like she's a proper lead in the show. It's just that like sometimes it just seems like white people get all the good shit.
You know? I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know, and so like Natasha Kolzak, I was like, okay, that's a mixed girl. I'm mixed. I'm like, it would be cool to see her like take that seat of like taking the thing out of her back and then discovering colors and shit for the first time, you know?
Hey man, representation is important, man. It is absolutely important. You want to see, characters that look and move like you.
Yeah.
In big points. Yeah.
But that being said, I think Kate Kennedy is doing a really good job with come to Jesus moment, if you will, or the bathtub Pleasantville scene, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just sort of discovering everything, like her putting the blood in her hair and then realizing that was kind of dumb. It's almost like she's growing up really fast mentally. There's two things happening at the same time because she has all her training and experience as a Spartan, and so it's parallel to this sudden maturity as a human being.
Right.
And that's actually a really, to me, that's a tall order as an actor. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting to watch unfold if done well. And I think she's actually doing a really good job with it. So I applaud her for that.
I think there is something, a small detail that may be important, in that it's not blood that's in her hair, it's gun oil.
Oh, is that what it was?
She was cleaning her weapon, and the gun oil was red, or whatever the gun lubricant is, and she puts that into her hair. No, but I think it's important. I think blood is an interesting symbolism that she's using a piece of herself to kind of like separate herself. But there's also a weird kind of a storytelling beauty in the fact that she's using a weapon of destruction that defines her or who she used to be as a way to differentiate herself by using that oil, the gun oil.
My bad. Whoops.
You brought up something else that was really interesting, and I know we love to talk tech regarding especially shot design, layout, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you brought up the fact that the heads-up display inside Master Chief's helmet did some cool and interesting things regarding mapping that we're seeing, regarding light being reflected on his face in real time. Like, can you talk about that a little bit more? Because we didn't get a chance to really get into the details of it while it was actually playing.
If you've ever done your own sort of backyard short film and you try to make yourself disappear, like fade out or something, or duplicate yourself, have two of you in the same shot, you will notice right away artifacting and whatnot if you can't get it exactly matched, which is harder than it sounds to do, even with today's technology. It's easier today than it used to be years ago. So matching shots is quite complex. There is a camera system called motion control now that makes it a little bit easier to do duplication and whatnot. But when you're doing this POV shot with camera movement and what have you, I don't know how state-of-the-art, I don't know how good motion control is at replicating what feels like human POV, the perspective of looking around and whatnot, because motion control is very it's very direct and specific. There's not a lot of waving in it, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense, if that's a good word for it. And so what's happening is they're matching up shots of Master Chief looking around between this dilapidated and post-human environment with what it used to look like. And so what you're doing is you're merging two completely different sets, right?
Okay.
That are mapped out the same way, and you're matching the shots. I can't even imagine how much of a pulling out your hair kind of situation that must have been for the VFX team. And you notice that it was limited. They only did it a handful of times, but long enough to really give you the sensation. Once they established this is what's happening, okay, this is what it looks like to Master Chief, they didn't need to show you that many more times. They reminded you again a couple times, but now that the image is in your head of what's going on. So now when we go inside the helmet, we can just look at Master Chief's reaction to it and save some money.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was actually a really, really clever producing, really clever directing, and really well done visual effects. I mean, that's the last thing I'm expecting in a show like this, is that level of quality. And it happens so not quickly, it happens so subtly, you're not really thinking about it as a viewer. You're just taking it for granted. But being a little bit more sophisticated, like you and myself, with understanding the behind the scenes, I can only imagine how complicated that was. Now, there's a possibility that I'm projecting onto it more than it actually is, and maybe it was a lot simpler than I'm thinking it is. But to me, that shit was bananas, So as someone who does low budget shit all the time, that shit was bananas. I was impressed. It looked good. So.
Yeah, there's been this weird back and forth with the special effects, the tech, the set design that's been going on in Halo. And some things are absolutely breathtaking. Like I know I've gone on and on about the creature design. Some of the vehicles look really, really good. Like the the Warthog just looks amazing. It looks exactly like it does in the game, sounds like it does in the game. And still, as we went to Madrigal, you know, you look off into the corner and you still see like some Mad Max version, kind of like technology, like you still like just see like a Hyundai Elantra in the background with just a little bit of dust on it. Same with, you know, on one side, you know, you see the amazing details of Master Chief's armor, and then, you know, you see Bokeem Woodbine hopping on, you know, his motorcycle with the Mario mushroom shell helmet on. it's like this weird like back and forth. Do you appreciate that difference?
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind the helmet anywhere near as much as you did. To me, that was just function. Like, it doesn't look pretty, but it works. Like, that's okay. To me, that's the point. Is like these people aren't wealthy. They're survivors. Right. Yo, you got to do what you got to do. If you want to wear a cardboard box for a helmet, like, that's what you got. You know, you just got to make it work. Are we in agreement that Quan Ha is a troublemaker, an instigator, and a rabble-rouser? I was like, I was so thrown by that line. I'm like, how many fucking synonyms do you need, bruh? You said the same thing 3 times. So much so I'm like, that's just in my head now. A troublemaker, an instigator, and a rabble-rouser. It's all the same, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah. For the most part, you know, you just want to make sure that it hits home, that he's paying attention, and that he's concerned. He's concerned. Okay, hey, one more little thing. So we got some branching storylines, right? Mm-hmm. So we've got that, you know, with Quan and her and Madrigal and them trying to figure out that with the Resistance. And then we got the Master Chief storyline of him trying to, you know, keep the throughput of just Halo in general. And then we also have like the new one regarding some of the Spartan soldiers and the science tech officer, I guess as well. Yeah, is it too much or too little? Not enough.
I like this episode. I thought it was cool, man. I mean, do I love action? Sure. I like action just as much as the next dude, but I thought this was a cool episode. It's just like continuing on the story and discovering more about these characters. I mean, that's sort of the point of this iteration of Halo. It's not our video game. It's like a discovery of characters and what they've gone through and their trauma and the uncovering of information. Like, I think that's fascinating stuff, actually, because early on, one of my complaints about him taking off the helmet is there's a mystery to him, and so we're able to plug ourselves into the front seat of Master Chief and be Master Chief. And so it's like we are Master Chief because he, for all intents and purposes, while that helmet is on, he has no ethnicity. That was the intention of Spider-Man's costume with, you know, covering his face completely when Stan Lee put him out, is the idea that Spider-Man could literally be anybody. A couple people in the comments were, you know, obviously kind of going back and forth about that, but I feel like with the way the story's being told, it's almost like we are Master Chief, you know, just because he doesn't know who he is. Okay. We don't know who he is, and we are discovering who he is with him. Okay. And so I like that aspect of the show. I'm appreciating that aspect of the show more. You know, I feel like I've been able to separate the show from the movie and appreciate both discreetly. I mean, the show from the game and appreciate both discreetly.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good place to kind of end this. Yo, thank you so much for hanging out. This is your boy Syntell with the Intel. I am here with the incredible Jaby Koay. Anything you got to say to the lovely people out there?
Follow me on GetJabby, youtube.com/GetJabby, if you could be so kind. Thanks.
And in case you didn't write that down, there's going to be a link in the description. So thank you so much for hanging out. We will catch you for episode 5 next week. With that being said, we out of here. Peace out.
Peace.